Welcome back, guys. So today we're going to be talking about Java strings. So without wasting time, let's get right to it. So if you guys remember a couple of lectures ago, we did talk about primitive data type and non-primitive data type, which was here, right? In the primitive data type, if you go over this again, byte, short, int, long, float, double, boolean, char. In non-primitive, however, we have data type, not strings, but strings, arrays, classes, right? These sort of things. So today we're going to be talking about strings. So that said, let me create a new class that just says strings in Java, right? So let me close this out. We need the main method. Okay, and if you guys forgot how to get those main method and whatnot, right? That little, this little help toolbox, or go back to the first lectures or so, you're gonna know how to do it. Okay, so that said, with this string, right, we're gonna go over a few different things today. So what is a string, right? What is a string? A string basically contains a collection of characters, right? And they are surrounded by double quotes. So if I say string, let's say hello. No, let's actually string, let's say my name equal, I don't know why this keeps showing, equal, let's say John Smith, right? Again, don't forget to end it the semicolon, right? This is a string. Now, if I wanted to print this out, I can just say my name, right? And if I was to run this thing, it will print out John Smith right here on the console. Now, there are many things that you can do with this string, right? The string is not just so I can, type something in and print it out, obviously, but there are so much things that you can do over here. Now, so let's go ahead and try some of this. That's out. If I do my name again and I hit dot, see, it gives me all these different things that we can do. And it's so much, it's so much stuff that we can do over here, right? If I want to get the length of this, what is the length of this? So if I can just type in length, right? And if I was to run this thing, run as Java application, 10, this is 10 characters. Now let's count this thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, it is correct. So it gives me that whole character. Imagine, this is only very little, right? Imagine you have hundreds of, or let's say you have hundreds of pages long. How do you know what is the character length of this? Now, if you remember, when we were in high school or so, or even in college, some of the teachers or professors, they were like, oh, we need 3 pages long, or we need 1,000 characters at least. Now you know how to do this thing, right? You can just put something in there and then just put dot length, it'll give you the length. Obviously, if you use Word or something, it gives you on the left side, the bottom left. But still, this is another cool way of doing it. Another thing, right now, I have uppercase and lowercase. So if I was to, let's say, as out, and if I do my name dot, I don't know if you saw something, there was something called to lowercase and then to uppercase, right? If I was to do uppercase, this will transform every single one of these characters to uppercase. Let's just run this thing. See, everything is John Smith, all of them are capital automatically, even though I don't have any, even though I only have the first letter of each name capital. Same thing if I was to do my name dot to lowercase, right? And if I was to run this, see, everything is lowercase, including the J and the S that I have as uppercase. Okay, and again, there's so many different things that you can do. So obviously, you can just complete practicing on this, and there are so many different things. And if you do dot, it gives you so much different options. So you can definitely try to see, where all those things are. Yeah. And then I also want to show you guys how to do concatenation. In the last lecture, we went over a little bit, but let's say do it again. String, let's say fName. This shows that. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it as is. It's fine. fNameString, that's fine. Let's say I say, all right, Joe, right? String lName Joe Smith, right? Doesn't matter. And let's say I want to combine both of them, as I showed you on the last lecture as well. You can do fName plus last name. Again, I just want to put a little spacing in there, so that way you can see Joe space Smith, right? But to run this, it gives you that Joe Smith, right? So there is another way of doing this concatenation, right? Right now I'm just adding this thing over here, but another way of doing this thing, if I was to say, so let's do another name so you guys know it's different. String name one, name one, right? Equal Jane. String name two equal Doe, right? Jane Doe, John Doe, Jane Doe, whatever you want to put in there. Lots of J's there. Now, one thing I can do over here, instead of doing plus in between, what I can do, let's say, name one dot. So again, as you can see, there are so many different options, right? One of this is just concat, right? If you see on the left side, it gives you a little definition as well, and you can definitely read that through. But what this is doing, it is basically combining. I need the name two. What this is doing is basically saying name one, this concat with name two. So it'll just print out all of them together. Okay. See, Jane Doe here. I can put a little space in here so you can see it more clearly. Jane Doe. This thing is the same thing. Again, the plus in math, if we put plus, it just adds up the number. If it's an integer or something, it'll add up. Let's say we have 5 and 6, it'll just add up the thing. But if we have plus in a string, it'll just combine both the names. They're not adding it. That's the difference between an int and a string. So just hope you guys understand that. And another thing is, right, in this, if I have, let's say I have a string A, okay, string, okay, And let's say I have 5, right? And then I have string bString equals 6. Now, these are not integers. These 5 and the 6, they are not integers. Okay, they are a string. Now, what I mean by that, they're not going to be added. So if I do, let's say aString plus bString, the result output is going to be 5, 6, or like this is going to be seem like 56. Okay, if I should print this out, it's going to look like 56. But here, if I put a little space or here or even here, it doesn't really matter, anywhere I want. See, 5 and 6. These are strings. These are not integers. So I hope you guys understand that. And don't confuse, just because it's a number, don't confuse that. Always keep an eye out for this quotation. Okay. So just so you guys understand that. Now, another thing is, let's say I have a string C. Let's say C string equals 7, 7, right? And then I have int, let's say D equals 8, right? Now, let's say I have a string E equals cString plus D. What this will do, this will automatically convert this 8 into a string. Now, what I mean by that here, let me just print out. If I just print out eString, see, just do 78. If I put a spacing in here, see, 78. So again, it just like converts it into that. There are some special characters that I want to go over as well. I promise this is the last of it for today. So what I mean by that, if I have a string, let's say sentence is string, okay, fine, equal, let's say, I'm saying this is a very right. I just want to put a quotation in here, very important sentence, right? This is a very important sentence. Now it gives me some sort of an error, right? It's like I cannot even type it in sometimes. So the way to do that thing, if I want to print out this quotation, right? Important, not important, important. So if I actually want to print out this quotation, that will specifically stay there and will say that I want to say this specific keyword like that. What I need to do, I need to put in this slash right here, right? And these are just called escape characters, double quotes. Now, let's actually print this out so you guys can actually see what this means. Okay, let's try to run this thing. See right there, this is a very, so this thing, even though we are using this quotation right here and right here, those are not getting printed. This thing right here, because I use this slash and this, right, the backslash, not the forward slash, it's the backslash. If just because I'm using this, it will automatically print that thing out. Okay, now if I was to use a single slash, I'm sorry, if I was to use a single quotation, or here, let me actually do this so you guys can actually see all the different ones. Right, and then one more. So if I was to use a single slash, there you go. Right. Again, it gives you the error because it gives me the error because I have this one code, but I don't have the other code. So that's why it gives me that. So let's see what this two prints out, and then we'll do this at the very end. Let me just take this thing out for now. So because I have the same name, that's why it gives me the error. So let's just say 2. Over here, I say 2. Right? It was giving me the error because I have the same name as this. So I just added the 2 just to make a difference. Let's go over here. As you can see, I have the single code and I have the double code, and then I have the single code over here. Now let's go through the last one. See, right now it gives me the error message. So let's see what the error message says first. Right, just proceed. See, it tells me that invalid escape sequence. Valid ones are, you have all this. These are all valid. Right, so it tells me what the error is. So because I have this one line, it is not taking it. If I want to print with the slash, it is not going to take it. So what I have to do, I have to put this double slash. And again, we have these other ones as well, which we're not going to go over today. But actually, you know what, we can. I'll just tell you what this thing is, so you guys can just know what those means. But over here, if I want to print it out, what I'll have to do, I'll just actually put it twice. See, now the error is not there. This is still an error because this name and this name is the same thing. So what I have to do, I just have to put 3 or some other thing, doesn't matter. This error, again, this is from the last printout. So then I have this. If I want to clear out all this thing from the console, this little thing right here says clear console. Just click on it, it'll just clear everything. And then just run this. You see, it just prints out all those things. So let me actually tell you guys what this thing means. So this n/n, or here, let me just, okay, let's do a multi-line comments. Hopefully you guys remember what this means. So if I was to do /n, right, this is for new line. Okay, these are for, it's called carriage return. Okay. Okay. And then we have for tab. And then we have for backspace. This is for form feed. Again, I will let you guys try all these things out, see how you do. Let me know how you guys do. I'd love to hear from you guys. And yeah, we'll end it here for the time being. And then we'll continue with the next lecture. Thank you so much, guys. Have a good one.